You are in the Helsinki office?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, great.
So Paul, tell me, what are the biggest challenges for ICAE at the moment?
The biggest challenges for ICAE is to ensure that there will be a new generation of advocacy leader for the right to learn of adults. We need to make sure that during the next 5 years that the young generation of adults will be able to have their voice and will be able to develop the skill that we will be able to transmit to them our experience, but also for them to criticize our experience and to reconstruct in their own way the way to defend the right of all women and men to go on questioning, to go on learning to learn, to go on unlearning, and so forth. Because the situation is now much more complex than before. You know, to understand the global scene is so complex now. You know, all the complexity of the Millennium Development Goal, of all the UN family, of the new WCO, and all those are key for us. The way, for example, this intricate negotiation in WCO on learning commodity will take place will have immense impact on us. So the advocacy leader of tomorrow needs to be much more competent. And so that's a big challenge for us. It's a big challenge.
And the tools to reach it?
The main tool is what we call in our jargon, I do apologize for the jargon, EAEA, which is the International Academy for Lifelong Learning Advocacy. It's a kind of a 3-week seminar every July and August that we are holding now since 2 years, that we go on holding, trying to develop. So this is the first challenge. The second challenge is to transform ICAE as a flat, action and network-oriented organization. Because the traditional international NGOs, very hierarchical, it does not work. It's too costly, it's not efficient, it cannot move rapidly. So we need to have fast network. The new technology gives us the means to do this. We need to develop that. That's very important. For example, we cannot develop a bureaucracy to follow all the different theater of the global scene on learning and knowledge. But we know where to act rapidly and where we can make a difference. When we know this, how is it possible to act fast? To send rapidly the message to all our members. Please send telegrams, send letters, speak with your government, make things change. This is the kind of organization we need. For this we need competence, we need networking, and we need very light tools, like the one you have there.
You said it's more complex than ever. It's a situation, and for advocacy's sake we need better equipped people and new generations of people. At the same time, as we live in a global world, we are also living in a world which is increasingly shattered into small pieces, and it seems very hard for anybody to grasp the completeness of it. How can ICAE work on a world level? I mean, yes, if there's a fire somewhere, you'll go and try to extinguish it, but how can you simultaneously, I mean, is it possible even to think of a global organization work?
Well, the situation is not whether it is possible. The situation is we have no choice. And we have to be there because, you know, let's take a very simple example. The decision that will be taken on the Millennium Development Goal, on the way we will introduce adult learning in the goals on poverty, the way we will introduce adult learning in literacy, will have extreme impact because we know that all the government will gear their policy in those goals. So we need to follow it. It is complex, but if we can follow this and send rapidly the message to all our members, then they can intervene. But for this, we need, in fact, a new competent leadership at the global level. And this is not easy. Just to understand the UN family, to understand the World Bank, transform kind of networks with the WCO and all the kind of different kind of agreement. It's complex, that's true. But you see, as a woman, for example, you cannot at this moment make sure that all your right for the integrity of your body, all your right for reproductive rights can be saved if you don't follow what is going on, because that's extreme consequences. If you are in a family or in a milieu or in a circle of friends where there are lots of aides, you have to follow the complexity of the conference going on. If you are involved in water management and the warming up of climate, you have to follow. We have no choice. You know, our Earth is in danger. So, of course, it's difficult. But the citizens of tomorrow will need to understand as well what is going on at the global level as the citizen of yesterday need to understand how his own municipal council was taking this decision.
Yeah.
And this is the we have no choice. It's complex, but we have no choice.
How do you see the evolution of the new global movements and the World Social Forums? What has that has for an effect on the conscience and the social NGOs working worldwide?
We are convinced at the Council, we are deeply convinced that the World Social Fora, or Forum and all the fora around it, is a very important place for action for adult learning. Because take all the dimensions of the creation of another possible world. Take water. It is impossible to deal with this global issue. You know, we know now that 1 billion people have no access in an immediate surrounding to drinking water. It's not possible to solve that without huge components of people. So our challenge as adult learners, as popular educators, is to bring our expertise on empowerment of citizens to those fora, to make sure that those fora will not have only top-down solutions, but will have also participatory solutions, which is the only sustainable one in any case. So we are there as key contributor to sustainable solution to all this. Take the issue, for example, the World Social Forum, which is extremely important at this moment, in the World Social Forum, on the issue of the warming up of climate. And then the importance to develop public transport. And they have people to understand that the use of public transport is a key for the future. This is highly discussed now, and we know that will not change the behavior of people easily. You know, it's so much fun to have your car, to see your identity, and so forth. We need to be there because we need to bring our expertise on how we have lots of us having lots of expertise on smoking habits. Adult learning and smoking habits. Well, why not we use this expertise on on adult learning and driving habits? What I mean by this is that we, the adult learners, are needed. The adult learners expert are needed in that perspective. And similarly, our oxygen as adult education is to link with the real struggle.